Hi everyone, so today we're going to continue working on our state report. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the state report. We're going to finish it today. So we're going to do slide 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So by the end of all this, you will have 22 total slides and you will go ahead and submit that to me and I'll walk you through that process. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to our waffle, to slides, just like we've been doing. And we are going to continue working on our presentation. So I'm going to click on my presentation here. And it takes a second for everything to load. It does show you the slides on the side over here. So if you scroll down, we have 17 slides so far, and we're going to continue with that today, okay? So I'm going to click on slide 17 because that's where I left off, okay? I'm going to add a new slide. So click here, title and body, and this is going to be colleges in your state. So I'm doing Utah. So colleges in Utah. We have a few colleges here in Utah, but the biggest ones that we have is the University of Utah and BYU. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to find, well, first of all, I'm going to list them because I've got University of Utah and then I've also got BYU. Okay, so I'll go to Google and I'm going to find the logo, University of Utah. If I type that in, it should just bring up images for me. Okay, so the logo is pretty classic, looks like this. So I'm going to copy and paste it into my presentation. Paste. And I'm going to resize it just a little bit because it's kind of big. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a picture of BYU's logo, which I wouldn't include it if I didn't have to. I'm a Utah fan, so I'm just saying. Okay, BYU's logo does look something like this, so I'm going to go ahead and include that. It's got their mascot. Copy image, paste, and then there we go. All right. The other thing you need to add is you need to include the city that it's in. So the University of Utah is in Salt Lake City, and then BYU is in Provo. Okay, right? Provo? I think it's in Provo. Let me double check because now I don't remember. BYU. See how much I know about BYU? Nothing. Let's see. Yeah, Provo. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so we're going to add a new slide. And the next slide is going to be about landforms. So one major landform in your state, and we're going to include a photo. So I'm going to put landform in Utah, and then I'm going to go search it. So you can type in landforms and then your state, and it will come up with different ones for you. So one of the biggest landforms that we have here is the arch. Okay, the delicate arch. So that's definitely a landform. So on my slide, I'm actually going to put delicate arch. And then I'm going to go ahead and include a photo, this is a photo of the delicate arch. So I'm going to copy it and paste it into my presentation here. And then I can resize the picture however I need. It's going to let me. There we go. And place it there. Okay, now obviously different places have different landforms. Okay, Utah is very well known for this specific type. Arches National Park, we have that whole park dedicated to that. Okay, all right, the next slide is going to be major waterways. So we're going to put major waterway in Utah because that's my state, and then I'm going to go back and search it. Oops. Oh, Utah. So Bear River, I guess, is one. There's a lot of different ones that you could do. Um, I would honestly say that the Great Salt Lake is probably a better one, okay, because that's like the bigger one for us. So I'm going to put the Great Salt Lake. Okay, and then I'm going to just look for a picture. Image, it's not too exciting, to be honest. It looks something like this. Okay, it's just water, really. So I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to paste it into my presentation. I'm going to rescale it just a little bit like that. Okay. That's slide 20 so far. So we're going to insert a new slide. And this slide is going to be the climate. Now, climate is pretty easy for me to do in Utah because I live here, but if you don't, you can Google it, okay? You don't have to include a picture. All you have to do is describe the climate in your state. So I would say something like Utah has all 4 seasons. Seasons in the summer months. It's very warm, it's very hot, comma, and in the winter months, it gets very cold and snows, right? During spring and fall, it can be wet and rainy. Okay, that's what I'd say, wet and rainy. Just kind of describe that climate. Now, obviously, the climate here in Utah is going to be very different than it is in some place like Florida. Okay, Florida's warm pretty much year-round, but they also have hurricane season that happens, okay? I'm not sure what the temperature gets like at that point, but just know that the climate is going to be different depending on where your state is, so you are going to have to do a little bit of research, okay? Again, Utah's pretty easy only because I live here, so I know what Utah's like. We just got snow, so I know it definitely snows here. But in certain places, it doesn't, okay, depending on where you're at. Okay, the very last slide that you are going to include on your state report is national, well, actually, I'm going to put state or national parks. And because some states don't have national parks, they just have state parks, that's totally fine. I want you to include just one. So let's see. I'm going to type in national parks in Utah. That's how you can do your research. Again, Arches National Park is where Delicate Arch is. We also have Canyonlands National Park, which is some of it's in Utah, some of it's in Colorado. And then we have Bryce Canyon as well. Zion's a big one. So I'm going to actually do Bryce Canyon. Whoops. And then, of course, actually, you know what? I want to do Zion because Zion's a pretty big one here. Zion National Park. If you want to include more than one, you definitely can. I'm going to just do Zion. And then, of course, Arches is another big one here. Zion National Park. And then you're going to also include a photo. Zion's is beautiful. I've actually never been there, but I hear it's great. It's beautiful. I've seen lots of photos of it. So it looks something like this. And then I'm going to copy the image and paste it into my presentation. And then resize it. Okay. Once you have completed all 22 slides in your presentation and you've added all of the details that you need to add to it, and you can see that I've done 22 because they're numbered along the left-hand side of the screen here, all the way down through 22. Once you have completed all of those and you've added the pictures and whatever else you've been asked to add throughout these videos, you're going to share this with me. So to do that, you're going to click on this yellow share button. And then what you're going to do is you're going to type in A.B. Van Etten at granitesd.org. And if you need to pause the video to write that down, please do so now. But it's A.B. Van Etten at granitesd.org. This should pop up where it shows a picture of my dog and it says my name. So if you click on that, it's going to send it to me and once you hit the word send. And it takes a second. Says that I was added, so one person added means that it was sent, okay? Once I receive it, I will look it over, give you a grade. This does count towards your grade for quarter 2, so it's very important that you've included all those things, or I do have to mark some of your points off. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.